What up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to another episode. Thank you guys for coming back again. Thank you guys for supporting me. Appreciate it. I'll forever be grateful. You know what I mean? So thank you guys. So today, what I'm going to be doing for you guys is reacting to a video from a channel called Soft White Underbelly. And this channel is interesting to me. I came across it maybe a year and a half ago, you know, just randomly on YouTube, and I was watching it, and it was very interesting to me because, you know, how they interview people and people from all walks of life, right? And their backstories and how they got to where they are, right? And it's people from all over, from many different worlds, from ex-prostitutes to pimps to ex-gang members, or people who are gang affiliated, KKK members, like just different people that they interview, and they talk about their story and how they got there, right? And that's interesting to me because I feel like everybody has a story and everybody comes from somewhere, right? We're born into this world and we're shaped by our environment and we become products of our environment, and I feel like that's interesting. Now honestly, I haven't watched one of these videos in a while from this channel. It's been probably over a year since I've seen a video, so I'm just gonna choose a random one. I'm gonna go on their channel, scroll down, see which one looks interesting, and yeah, see what's up. You guys like my J. Cole picture right here in the back? Kind of just added it to my setup. I also have a Nipsey Hussle picture coming, so you know, those two have been huge inspirations for me, you know, Cole and Nipsey, so gotta get a Nipsey picture. You know what was also interesting was people react to many different types of videos, from sports to anything, TV shows and all that stuff. I want to react to this video or these type of videos specifically because this is what interests me, right? Like people's story and people's backgrounds and how they came to be who they are. You know, when I pass people on the street and when I talk to people, strangers, that's always a question that lingers on my mind. Like, how did they get to where they're at, you know? And if I was in their shoes and if I was in their position, or if I grew up in their environment, would I have turned out the same, or would things have been different, you know? Would I have been strong enough to make better choices given the circumstances, stuff like that? So I think just talking to people and just being interested in that is the reason why I want to react to these type of videos. So let's go ahead and get it started. Enough of me talking. Pimp interview, heroin addict, transgender woman, alcohol interview. Like I said, I haven't looked at this channel in over a year probably, so. Homeless woman interview. Ooh, I want to do the homeless woman interview because it's like when I'm on the street, when I'm driving past, you know, homeless people and people on the street, like it's hard for me to see that. So I'm gonna do that one. I'm gonna choose the homeless woman interview. So I haven't seen this, so this is gonna be new to me.
All right, Robin, where did you grow up? Where are you from?
I grew up in Missouri, St. Louis, Missouri.
St. Louis. And tell me about your childhood. You had both your parents when you were young?
It was dysfunctional.
In what ways?
My father was having sex with my brother.
That's dysfunctional.
Then he had sex with me and gave me impetigo.
What is that?
Impetigo is a disease where I got scars on my legs, sores on my legs.
Oh, is that right?
I caught a disease from my father.
So your father was molesting both you and your brother?
Yeah, but he was mostly having sex with my brother. He only had sex with me one time. That's why I'm having sex with my brother. I passed out.
What happened? You walked in
and he was sticking his penis in my brother's behind, and I passed out.
How old were you?
I was 5 years old.
How old was your brother?
About 7.
Yeah. Did you say anything to your mom?
She tried to stop him, but he would beat her in the head, block her eyes, and try to kill her and stuff like that to make her shut up. He had her head swollen up, her eyes sunk in the back of her head, and everything. He would beat my mother, almost tried to kill her. She tried to stop him, but he wouldn't. I suffered mental problems behind that. I ran away from home at 15 years old. I became a stripper, a prostitute. I worked in a dance club. I became a nude model. I ended up in a mental institution. And I remember my other brother trying to stick his penis in my butt. He got that from my father. I was in the bath, so he jumped to try to have sex with me in my butt. And I ended up in a mental institution and ended up in boarding care homes and stuff like that. And I ended up homeless on Scared Road down here.
How long you been down here?
We'll pause it there real quick. Yeah, that's a tough situation to be in, right? Being 5 years old and with a sexually abusive father, you know, and you witness what he does to your brother, and then kind of scars you, right? It's like you kind of lose your innocence at that point. At 5 years old, you lose your innocence. You know, that's traumatic for anybody because you don't really know how to deal with that, you know. And then on top of that, your brother becomes a product of that, and then he in turn starts to do those things even on you, and then that, or on her, and that scars her even more. And then, like she said, she became a stripper and prostitute and, you know, all that stuff. That was kind of her gateway into that experience, her, you know, with an abusive father and her mother who couldn't do anything, right? Her mother was helpless in that case, and she became a product of that, which is tough, but let's continue.
I'm from Long Beach. I'm homeless in Long Beach.
Oh, she's homeless in Long
5
Beach.
days ago, I was homeless in Long Beach.
You've been living homeless for how many years?
2 years.
2 years. And how old are you now?
61.
You're 61. Do you have children?
Yeah, I have kids.
Where are they?
They're grown.
Yeah. Did you raise them?
You know, they raised in foster homes.
She
I
has
wasn't
kids?
able to raise kids. I had a mental problem.
What do you know what your mental issues or?
Bipolar suspected. When my father was having sex with my brother, it drives me crazy, and things like that. And when I was a baby, I was on the floor eating bread with roaches in it. They had me on the kitchen floor with roaches and rats. I was on the floor eating bread with roaches in it. They
Man,
found
that's
me
crazy.
eating bread with roaches in it, and the authorities. They took me away from my parents. I told my father that since my brother wanted y'all arrest him. I called the police. Police said I'm having sex with my son too. I'm blacked out.
That's a crazy
And my
situation to
uncle
be
would
in.
pull rifles on his son, back of his son's head and have sex with them. My mother's brother. He put rifles up to their head and had sex with them.
You ended up in a foster system?
Yeah,
How was that? Is that any better?
it was like that.
Yeah, that's crazy. On top of that, like her mother's brother was doing the same thing that her father was doing. That's tough, man. But I get, you know, what she's saying about like that traumatic experience, man. That doesn't leave you, right? Like that'll scar you for life. I'm sure she thinks about it almost every day, and you know, just her being on the street among so many other people on the street that you see. You don't even think twice, right? Like, I'm guilty of it. I don't even think twice sometimes when I pass somebody, and if I'm in a bad mood or if I'm having a bad day, you know, I just keep walking. I'm like, man, you know, I mean, I can't deal with that right now, or deal with them right now. Even though they're not bothering, right? Or they're just kind of looking at you. But you expect, you know what I mean? Like, you expect them to ask for money, or you expect them to ask you to lend a hand. You know, sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. And it's just like, you know, I mean, they have a story, right? We all have stories. We all have stuff we go through. But I guess I can only speak for myself. Like I've been blessed to have the life that I have, and like just passing by these people. That's why I always try to give back, even though I don't know what they're gonna. If I give them money, if I give somebody money on the street, you know, I hope it goes to a good place. You know, I hope it supports them and stuff. But I don't know, you know. I just hope that they can turn their life around with this small little gift. But I'm gonna continue video. Let's go.
But I still ran away from home at 15. I became a stripper, a new
Stripper at 15.
dancer. I became a prostitute. And I went on through life working at clubs and stuff like that. I ended up in a insane asylum.
Stripper
you
at
left there
15,
eventually, or
prostitute,
you escaped, or what happened?
new
there?
The
dancer.
insane asylum?
Yeah.
I ended up in a boarding care home for mental patients on SSI.
Yeah. Was that a better lifestyle for you?
No, it wasn't.
Why not?
My whole life has not been a good life for me. So when I had my baby, I was so happy when I had my son by this guy from Italy. I was so happy when I had my son, you know.
Was that the best time of your life?
Yeah, I had my baby.
I hear that from a lot of mothers, that's always their favorite time of life.
Yeah, especially a son.
You can see she's
He's
so
very
proud
today.
of her.
Police officer.
Oh, excellent. You still have contact with your son?
No, I lost contact with him when he was 12 years old. But I heard from people that he was a police officer.
Oh, I see. So today you're living where, in a tent?
In a tent, San Julian and 6th Street.
Right.
Hmm.
How do you deal with this life, this kind of?
Well, I'm dealing with it because what scarred me was watching my father stick his penis in my brother's behind.
Yeah, that doesn't leave you.
Scarred me a lot.
Yeah.
Ever since my brother scarred me.
It's traumatic.
I still have thoughts about it. I still want to pass out.
Are drugs a part of your life?
Yeah, I'm on drugs. My drug of choice is crack cocaine. I began to use drugs to keep me thinking about my life.
So you started with crack at what age?
I think I was 20. I'm 61 now.
Yeah. 41 years.
How do you support yourself?
I need to pay E because I'm not getting my checks, my SSI checks. So I'm supposed to be on SSI, but I need to pay E.
So you
I could draw unemployment because I worked a lot of jobs. Before I worked McDonald's and stuff like that. I worked factories and clubs and stuff like that.
But if you get harder for money, you're not getting your checks, what do you do for money?
Panhandle.
You panhandle. Do you have any friends?
I have lots of friends. They let me stay with them. They get vouchers from hotels in Long Beach.
Oh, so sometimes you'll stay in a motel.
I'm gonna pause real quick. It's crazy that she's like, I don't know, for me, it kind of hits me more personally because she's in Long Beach, right? From Long Beach. Or, you know, her life is surrounded in Long Beach and, you know, that's my home, right? That's where I'm from. So it's interesting that I came across this video, right? And randomly. And going back to what I said about, you know, panhandling. So you never know, you know, even though it's easy to judge and it's easy to say like, oh, go get a job, you know, and this and that, like, bro, it's, I don't know, just try to get back, right? Just try to help as much as you can.
Yeah, with my friends.
That's great.
Or their apartment or something like that.
You ever been in love?
She has. Just by the way
Yeah,
she
I've been in
smiles.
Yeah. I had a kid by this German guy, a daughter.
German guy.
And he cleared my mind up completely about all the horrible things my father did to us.
How did he do that?
Just like helping me out. And he helped me out real good. And when he got me pregnant, he said, we have a kid that's gonna be white. And she came out white. And she's with him. She loves her German father. He's a good man.
That's good. Some silver lining in her life.
His name was Hamid. Hamid. I don't want to give his last name because
No, don't give ours yet.
didn't know.
What emotions do you deal with?
Oh, I suffer depression.
Sure.
Deep, dark thoughts. Deep, dark depression. I suffer depression.
Yeah.
The horrible thing my father was, it makes me break down and cry. How could he be so fucking, take a little boy like that and have sex with him?
Yeah.
How could he do that to my brother?
Especially your father,
I'm
right?
sure there's lots
Somebody
of
you
anger
look up
from you
to.
as well, right?
Ooh, I want to kill him over again. He's dead. Thank God he's dead. I think my brother went insane when he was a little boy.
Do you stay in touch with your brother?
Yeah, I visited him in 1988, but I haven't seen my big brother since.
I wonder what life
What do
is
you worry
living.
about today?
Worry about money.
Yeah, just surviving on the street is hard, right?
Yeah,
You're just living day by day with the panhandling?
yeah.
Yeah. How do you think that the childhood experiences that you had, I'm sure they've changed the course of your life, the path that you took.
Oh, I just got older and it didn't clear it up.
But can you imagine what your life might have been like if you had a fairly normal childhood without that kind of abuse?
Yeah, I probably would have been Kamala Harris, vice president.
You probably would have.
Yeah, I'm a positive right there. Yeah, it's that's why I say, like, you know, we're shaped by our environment. You know, we come into this world and we're just a seed that grows into a plant in this huge world, right? And you're shaped by your environment and stuff. And it's tough for a lot of people, you know, in her case, in Robin's case. Any aspiration, any drive, goals that you have, or goals that you could have had, if not for a traumatic experience like her experience, kind of go out the window, you know, because then you're kind of like battling with emotions, you're battling with scarred memories, and that's a tough battle. That's tough. But she seems like somebody who's in good spirits. Obviously she's battling a lot, but she smiles through it, and she has a beautiful smile. Like, you can see, you know, her face lights up when she was asked about if she was ever in love, and, you know, like, talking about she could have been vice president and stuff. So she has a good spirit about her.
Do you feel loved by your parents?
I feel loved by my mother.
By your mother? That's good.
I probably couldn't have loved a man like that.
Yeah.
My mother kept on telling him, don't have sex with my son. He would beat her all in the head, block her eyes and everything.
Yeah, it's a horrible way to go through life. For everyone in the family, right?
Mostly it disturbed me. It disturbed all of them, but they just, you know. I love my brother so much. He was pretty and my father was ugly.
Did you and your brother ever talk about it?
I won't talk about it to him. I won't even let him know I saw it.
Yeah. So he's not alone in that.
I'm looking right at him.
Have you ever talked about any of this stuff with anyone before?
Never. You're the first one. I said, I'm such my brother. You know, you too. See if they can help me.
Well, I think talking about it might help relieve some of the,
Mm,
you know, stuff that's hidden away.
yeah,
Takes the pressure off a little bit.
yeah.
What would you say is the most important lesson you've learned in your life?
Oh, to always try and tell the truth. And don't take from other people, and always try to tell the truth. Always try to tell the truth. No matter what happens, always try to tell people the truth. Always try to help people and always try to tell people the truth.
Yeah, it's hard to do sometimes for a lot of us.
They beat the hell out of you, you gotta tell them the truth. I had older men, like the Mexican guy, he took me in when I was 16. And he helped me, you know, different guys along the way helped me in life, you know. Get away from that childhood, dysfunctional family, welfare and food stamps, poor, dysfunctional family.
Yeah. Have you had people in your life who kind of stepped in and kind of did things to
My grandmother,
your grandmother?
especially with Todd, when Santa was pulling rifles up to their head, letting them blow their brains out and have sex with them, my mother's brother.
Yeah. Grandmothers hold it down.
There's a lot of abuse in your family.
They're like The Rock.
They shouldn't have been born, yeah.
Yeah,
They
that's
shouldn't
tough.
have had us, you know. My mother should have knew that man was that way when she met him. I
Yeah.
don't know why she didn't pick up on it.
I'm gonna pause it right there. Yeah, that's interesting too, because I was thinking that about her traumatic experience and her brothers. I had like a slight thought of her mom and how defenseless and how helpless she was, and I started to think like how her life was prior to having kids, right, and meeting the dad, and you know, there had to have been red flags, right? Maybe she was somebody who, I'm obviously speculating, but maybe she was somebody who's, you know, low self-esteem. You know, maybe she came from a broken home as well, and she got you know, kind of stuck into that trap with an abusive father or abusive man who also came from a broken home, right? So it's like it's a tough situation to be in, and then they end up having kids, and then the father, you know, ends up doing what he did, and the mother was helpless, right? And now the kids have to suffer, and the kids have to go through, and it's just like a whole cycle, and now they're dealing with everything. But like I said, she has a really good spirit about her. You know, you could tell she's a great mother, right? Given the opportunity, she'd be an awesome mother. Her saying, you know, always tell the truth. It's huge, right? That speaks to character. You know, that speaks to somebody's character, to always tell the truth and be honest with yourself and be honest with those around you. It's not easy to do that. It's tough.
My brother's very pretty. I love my brother very much.
It's a shame that things like this happen in families.
Yeah.
And she hasn't seen him in years.
Sort it out as a child.
In decades.
You can't really stop it. You can't say anything to.
I called the police. He told me he was having sex with his son too. A black cop.
The cop told you this.
That's what he told me. I was a little girl. I called the cops. He told me I'm having sex with my son too. I don't know nothing about it.
How do you see the world? Do you see the world as a cruel place, or?
It's an interesting question.
Long Beach is beautiful.
Long Beach is beautiful.
I love Long Beach.
Yeah, parts of Long Beach are beautiful. But in terms of like people and the way we treat each other, do you see the world as do you see people as cruel, or do you see them as kind, or just a combination of?
Great
I
question.
see people as the way they want to be. They got good ones, they got bad ones. I can spot a child molester, a man that's molesting his son. I can spot him real quick. But a white girl, you better check that black dude out. And she did, and she blew his brains out. As early as a baby, he got it. God damn.
For real, man, that's crazy.
I know I called the police on one. He got his baby. Yes, his baby. He had a baby, a Salvador girl, a black guy. He was having sex with the baby. I said, God, he said he couldn't wait. That's what he said. He couldn't wait.
What's your biggest regret in your life?
I don't really have no regrets, except for a cousin of mine didn't like me. It was because of color, and she took the guns on me, blowing brains out. So I ran away from home. Came out to Long Beach. And I ended up in Culver City. I was a stripper, a prostitute. I was a prostitute before I was a stripper. When I first hit Long Beach, Pacific Coast Highway. And then I got job as a new model, a new dancer. And later on, when I turned 22, I got a job as a new model.
Now I'm gonna pause it one more time. The video's almost over, a couple more minutes. Coming from where she came from, you look at like prostitutes and you look at like strippers and nude models, and I can't help but wonder, like, there's no way they wanted to be that when they were in kindergarten and 5th grade and 7th grade, right? Like, I remember in elementary school we'd write down, oh, what do you want to be when you grow up? Fireman, policeman, doctor, lawyer. No kid ever wrote prostitute, stripper, you know, any of that stuff. You know, it's crazy that they end up in those situations, and I'm sure they don't want to be there, right? I mean, it's for the money, sure, to survive, sure, but at the core of them, it's probably killing them inside. That's a tough situation to be in, but let's go ahead and close this video out. Got a couple more minutes.
All right, Robin, well, thank you so much for sharing your story.
It's a lot of things that I could tell you, but
Oh, for sure.
my mind goes point blank. But when Stanley put a rifle of ties them head and have sex with them, that got me too.
You saw what?
I don't believe in that.
What did you see?
Stanley was full of, my mother's brother was full of rifles up to his son's heads and have sex with him.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
My grandmother and my uncle said they're gonna put a stop to that, yeah. His wife was white, she was fighting.
All right, Robin. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Okay.
I wish you the best of luck. I'll make your day a little bit easier with give you some help to get some food and whatever else you need.
I need to get some clothes.
I can help you out with that.
I feel like crying, but I know I had to get that out. Tell the world what my father did to my big brother that was having sex with him. If anybody out there, your father's having sex with you, get help. Or just take a knife and do what I tried to do to my father, cut his penis off.
You tried to?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I love my brother so much.
I've done the same thing.
Take a knife and cut his dick off.
I'm gonna end it right there. First of all, I appreciate her even going on there and then sharing her story, and that's what I like about that channel, right? They interview these people and they allow them to tell their story, to express, and sometimes it's good just talking about it. It relieves when you can express yourself and you can let out emotions. It helps. It helps, and when you can find somebody to talk to and in a safe space, man, that's important. I feel like that's huge, and that's cool. The channel, how they do that, they interview them and then they give them a helping hand. He said he was gonna buy her clothes and stuff and give her money for food for her telling her story and stuff. So that's cool. But yeah, man, just Robin just sharing her experience and everything. I feel like it's great. It opens up your eyes. It opened up my eyes to a lot of people's experiences and what people go through, and because you never know what shapes them to be who they are and how they act and everything. So I think just showing some empathy in that manner as best you can. I know it's hard. We all go through stuff and we all go through life. It's ups and downs. It's a roller coaster. But I think just showing some kindness and just spreading love is huge, and it's important. Just helping each other out as best we can. But that's it. That's gonna be it for this video. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you guys so much. And if you like this video, go ahead and like the video and comment down below what you think about this video and this reaction, and if you have any videos that you want me to react to, and any opinions or perceptions you have on Robin's story. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. It'd be really helpful for me. And if not, it's all good. I hope you guys enjoyed the video nonetheless. So that's gonna be it. Stay tuned for the next video. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna catch y'all later. Peace.